abroad comes with its own challenges. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you the challenges of living abroad. Keep watching. Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oge and thank you for joining me again today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? It is free. So with all the buzz and hype about living in abroad, one would wonder, or one would imagine that it is all rosy and fantastic in the outside of the country. Living abroad is stressful, guys. Living abroad is... Anyway, it comes with its own perks and it comes with its own stress. Some of the things are some of the challenges that I have, or that I believe that a lot of people have living abroad. Now, when I say living abroad, what I mean is living outside of your home country, living outside of the country where you were born and bred and all of that, living outside your normal space. So it could be anywhere. For me, at least, I'll be referring to living here in Germany. So the first challenge with living abroad is homesickness. Like, God, you suddenly miss everybody at home. You're suddenly missing every single person. Not all the people that you have been complaining has been stressing you. Now you are looking forward to their stressing. You're looking forward to all the stress that this used to give you before. You understand? So your friends, family and everyone, suddenly now you are missing them more than normal. So all the things, all the events in their lives, all the milestones that these people are meeting or achieving, you're not there to celebrate with them. You know, it feels somehow. And there's this sickness, there's this homesickness that comes with, you know, that comes with not seeing these people all the time, and suddenly you're not calling these people more than you were calling them before. So before, or at least for normal people, I don't know, some people will not just still call, you know. So now your mother in Nigeria, like you're not talking to her like every day. Now that you're in the abroad, you're talking to her every day. Suddenly she's not the everything in your life. You understand? Or your siblings and all of that. Now you talk to them much more often than you talked to them before, because now you're missing them much more than when it was when you were in the house, when you were seeing them. Sometimes you'd be like, please, people are stressing me in this house, you know, and all of that. Or you see, people should leave me alone. Let me have some peace. Yeah. You tend to do that much more now because you're missing them more. Number two is the difficulty in making friends. So now that you are much grown up, that you are more grown up, it's much more difficult making new friends. Like, anyway, at least for me personally, making friends is very difficult for me in the first place. Now, moving to a new environment can just be much more difficult making new friends. Like right now, 90% of my friends are inherited. I inherited them from I inherited 90% of my friends from Chiso, because I find it difficult making new friends. There are so many people who don't find it difficult making new friends. That's probably an exception. Those people are exceptions to this cause, but generally it is much more difficult to make friends now that you are much more grown up, as against making friends when you were much younger. And when you're much younger, everybody's your friend. You make friends, or at least in the Nigerian or in the African setting, you make more friends when you're younger than when you're growing up. So for me, it's quite difficult to make new friends. My new mission now is to increase my friend base. Most of my friends now are still my Nigerian friends. They are still people that are back at home. I still talk to them more often. I still talk to them all the time. I still share my visions, my plans, my goals, you know, and all of that with these people. But I need to start to make friends here in this country that are like real friends, not like people who you just say hello and hi to, or people that you are cool with. That's like a different thing entirely. What I mean is friends that you do stuff together with, friends that you talk about serious things with, friends that you have serious conversations with, you know, and stuff like that. Not just regular make noise and and eat and all of that and party and all that. Not just those kind of friends. This is what I'm talking about. So for me, it is much more difficult doing that here in a new country. Number three is the boredom. God. I used to think that, not I used to think, I know I enjoy my own company. I can stay with myself all day, every day. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm hardly ever bored, because there's so many things I can be doing. I can be seeing movies, I could be reading stuff, I could be chatting with my friends, I could do, like, I'm hardly ever bored even by myself. But since I came here, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like, wow, so what does that even have anything to do? Like, boredom is real in this country. You hardly have anything to do besides just being with yourself. You hardly have events to go to. You hardly have activities to go to. You understand? So not that people don't do stuff and invite you and all of that, but it's not like the regular thing. It doesn't happen all the time. Unlike in Nigeria where somebody can not even invite you, you just carry yourself and go there. You understand? You don't need an invitation to have fun. Like, there's so many places, so many things that you can do, so many things that you can do to have fun, whether you have money or not. But in this country, if you're going to be having fun, it means you're going to be traveling, you're going to be doing some serious work, and also that will cost you a lot of money. So in this country, boredom is real. Challenges of living in the abroad, it is real. It's a real problem. Of course, it also comes to the fact that you don't have so many friends now that you're living abroad. Another challenge with living abroad is the fact that everybody just thinks you are rich. Everybody just thinks that you have money. My brothers, my sisters, there is no money, oh. There is no money. People just assume that because you have traveled out of the country that there is money somewhere. That you probably have money breathing in your account. Probably you're not using it, or it's just overflowing or something. Or probably there are some people who just walk on the streets and they pick money on the ground. My people, there is no money in this country. There's no money anywhere. You have to work extra and work double to make some money. Especially if you're a student. Like, where exactly am I supposed to get money from as a student? I don't understand it. Every single time I keep explaining to my friends, guys, I am a student. Oh. I'm a student, so even if I'm working, even if I'm a working student, the kind of money I'll make will not be enough money to do some training, do some philanthropy or stuff like that, or to just be spending or just be hanging out, just be having fun, you know, and all of that. So please, it's a wrong notion to imagine or to assume that people that are abroad have money. People that are abroad don't have money. Now manage, I see now clothes, now they cover person, now clothes. Now clothes, now they just cover somebody, now they cover person shame, oh, now clothes, now just cover everything. I see that people forget about it. There's nobody anywhere. Anyway, another thing is the fact that living abroad just finds a way to mess up your English, especially if you are in a country where English is not the lingua franca, it's not the language of communication. Somehow your English just starts getting messed up. I don't know why. So here, Dutch is language that is spoken by Germans. So if you're going to be staying in Germany for one way or another, you have to start learning German. You have to start learning Dutch. And this thing just has a way of messing up your English. So the German alphabet and the English alphabet they're about the same thing, but they're slightly different. Yeah. So for example, the W is pronounced like a V. The W in German is pronounced like a V. So if I'm going to say water, now water is not water in German. In German, water is Wasser. So it is spelled as W-A-S-S-E-R, but it is pronounced V. It's pronounced Wasser. So for example, I'm reading a book on my own. No, I'm reading my book to myself. In my English that I'm speaking, I will now be pronouncing some words with German letters inside my English. God in heaven, why? This thing just has a way of messing up your English. I'm just telling myself the other day. Very soon now, I'll never understand the English I'm speaking again. My English will have scattered somehow. My English will not be clear again. Oh, what kind of a thing is this? But it doesn't mean that it's going to affect your accent. It's not these people that come in and come and start speaking accent that they pick from their back and they pick from their backyard. Although yes, after a couple of years, you will at some point begin to pick up certain accents, you know, and all of that. But it's not going to. I just wish that my own accent now I can pick up like the American. I don't know why the German accent is not like a very fantastic. It's not like a posh accent like that. I don't know why it is not the abroad that I go to is not the America abroad that my English will now become what now I'm going to go and be saying Wasser. When my mates are saying what Anyway, these are one of the challenges of living abroad. Your English just scatter. You just mess up all the English in your head and just scatter it for you somehow. Now, in the German language as well, the way the words are constructed, the way the sentences are constructed are very, very different. So a lot of times, for example, when I'm learning certain words, when I'm trying to understand certain sentences, and I'm giving the interpretation, I'm like, why is this before this? Why did you guys mix? Why are people coming from back and be going forward and mix up everything together? You guys are trying to mess up my English in my head for me. I'm learning to separate the two languages and not try to learn the German like I'm learning English, you know, and all of that. So this is a challenge, and it is easy for your English to get warped at some point. Another challenge which I always talk about is the challenge with making your hair, especially in a place like this where making your hair is quite difficult in the non-African abroad. Making your hair can be quite difficult. Getting makeup products, getting your skincare products, you know, and all of that can be quite challenging. That one does not even need plenty explanation. It's just that, like, you go to make, if you eventually find where you're going to make braids, this people just want to cut your neck. Cut your neck with price. So for me, I tell you a lot of times, I don't make braids all the time. I make braids once in a while when I want to just feel some extra fresh. I don't decide to make braids. Generally, I just carry my wig and rest. So please, I can't come and kill myself, because in this country, making braids is like luxury. It's like buying gold. it's like having a property that you are going to resell for higher value. In this country, making your hair is gold. So these are challenges. Like, for example, you can't even do like styles that you do. You know these things where if you want to stretch your hair, you can't even, all those things you have to be doing by yourself. I envy a lot of people who can do these things themselves. Me, I cannot do it by myself. I need help. Although I'm trying to learn to do a lot of things myself. At least when I have wigs on, I braid I just make the cornrows on the inside. I try to make it myself so I can make my wigs and all of that. But you see, braid, I don't have that expertise to do it, and people that can do it, I envy them seriously. But I need to start learning how to do these things, so at least braid making can stop chopping my money. I don't even have money in the first place, and I want to go and finish it with my hair. God in heaven, what have I done? All this braid that in Nigeria, when we go make our hair, they even tell us 3,000 naira. We'll say, madam, now for you, not be 2,000 naira, 1,500. Why you do like this? Somebody will now come here, open full eye like this, and charge you like 100 euro. Like, why? Although I'm quite lucky, the woman that makes my hair for me is super nice. Like, she makes my hair at a very discounted price. I don't even know. Every day I keep praying for her. I say, God, may you keep this woman for me, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't have this kind of discounts that this man gives. Because if you go to other shops, geez, they're gonna cut your neck up, like cut it and use it to make Ishewu or Nkwobi. Nkwobi its price. So if you hear things that 100 euros, 180 and stuff, and you're like, it's really ridiculous, yeah. Another thing is the identity crisis. So especially for us Africans living abroad, sometimes a lot of times you don't know what it is that you want to do. Do you want to go out and be all super African and have your African vibe, you know, and all of that? Or do you want to try to be polished and try to polish every single thing that you do, you know, try to be extra posh than necessary, you know, try to form all the English that you do not speak in Nigeria, all the English that you do not speak in your country. You want to try to speak all of them. Now you want to try to be too posh, be too extra, be too, you know, be too extra sophisticated than you naturally would have been, you know. A lot of times the challenge can be that you don't want to just be all gangster and just go, hey, what's up, just be your real Nigerian self. Or do you want to go and now be very English, very British, very, even though you are in Germany, you want to be British, you want to be American, you know, and all of that. A lot of times this identity crisis is real. Now I'm beginning to understand the scene where people travel for a couple of years and they come back somewhat different. I'm beginning to understand, because at some point you are conflicted between having to retain your original self and having to learn or adapt to the new environment that you are in. Even though at some point, yes, you will adapt, you will pick up a few things, but there's always, if one is not careful, there can be the struggle with retaining your identity, remaining who you are, remaining true to yourself, remaining true to your, you know, to the real person that you are. It can be a challenge. I'm not talking about those people that stay for 3 months and 2 months and come back and start speaking the phonetics that they picked from their backyard. That's not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who actually live for a long time outside of their original country and then come back completely different. It's very difficult to retain it. It's very difficult to retain your identity, in quotes, yeah. Can be difficult. The last but not least is food items. And like, this country is hard, God. Because a lot of times the food, like generally the food here, you know, pass potatoes and meat and bread. Nothing more than that, really. All the food in this country, if you put them in groups, group everything, it falls into 3 groups: potato, bread, and meat. That is it. They don't have any of that in this country as food. So a lot of times you struggle with having to eat what it is that is available. Although you have to get the African food from African shops, it's possible to get the African food from the African shops, but these are expensive. And even while they are expensive, a lot of times you don't get the actual things that you want to get. Like for example, some spices, you don't get those spices you get in Nigeria. You don't get them. Like leaves, vegetables, you don't get those fresh vegetables. You hardly ever get them. So once in a while you can see fresh vegetables, which is very, 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 very rare. You see fresh ugu and utazi and water leaf and all of that. It's very, very rare. But generally what you find are dried vegetables. So your soup is not really a Nigerian soup. It's a diluted version of the egusi that you cook in your house. It's just very annoying sometimes. But you don't have a choice. You have to deal with it. And even though it is not even what you expect or what is the normal thing, it is still quite expensive. So you're stuck between either having to spend more money to eat your Nigerian or your normal food that you're used to, or eating the potatoes and bread that's available in this country, rice and all those general stuff. So these are my challenges, or these are some of the struggles with living abroad. If you're living abroad, wherever it is that you are living, I'd like to hear from you what your own struggles are with living abroad. Leave them in the comment section. I'd like to read them. And thank you so much for being here with me today. Do have a fantastic week. Bye.